Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to Dan Plan. My name is Dan, and today's video is a little different than what I usually make, but I figured it was still important, so why not make it? So obviously from the title, this is how to fix your infected dermal piercing within 3 days. The reason I'm making this video is because I have a dermal, it was infected, and it took me a couple days of trial and error and research to really figure out what works, and I now know what I should have started with and kind of the steps I should have taken and the order I should have taken them in. So I just wanted to share that with you today because I haven't really seen any one source go into all of them and the order and everything. Just before we start, I do want to start off with a disclaimer that I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. I'm also not a professional piercer. I have just had a lot of piercings. Would like to become a professional piercer at some point, but yeah, I'm not a professional. I just have a lot of piercings. This is just what has helped me in my experience having an infected dermal. If you're clicking on this video, you probably have an infected dermal, or maybe you have just a new dermal and you're trying to figure out if it ever gets infected, what do I do? First of all, I'm just going to tell you how your dermal can get infected, and then we'll get into it. So for me personally, I'm pretty sure my dermal got infected because I work a pretty dirty job. I work with plants all day, which, side note, if you like plants, check out my other videos. That's what most of my other things are about. Anyway, so I'm transplanting all day. I'm getting dirt all over my face, and my dermal's right here. I've bumped it, I've felt dirt get in my eye, so I'm sure it's gotten in my dermal. So you can get an infection in your dermal, any dermal, not just your face, your chest, your back, wherever you have your dermal, from sweat or anything really dirty getting in it. So even not changing your sheets for a long time can also give you an infection, not only in a dermal, but stretched ears, piercings, tattoos, any open wound. Not changing your sheets, not washing your sheets for a long time, and pillowcases can give you an infection as well. First step in treating is prevention. And like I said, keep your sheets clean, keep your pillowcases clean, wash your face, wash your body. If you, not even just specifically when you're doing something dirty or you're super sweaty, but just every morning and every night, as much as possible. I understand things happen, days are hard, sometimes you can't, I get that. For the days that you just feel like you can't, I really recommend, I'll put it on the screen, this piercing saline solution spray. It's better than nothing for the days that you're not feeling it, but you want to make sure you're getting anything gross out of there. That is what my piercer gave me when I got this, so I used that for the first, I believe, 6 weeks, and then once it started getting irritated, right before the infection started, I got it again because I ran out and started with that. If I were to go back, I wouldn't have started with that. So as soon as you notice that your dermal is getting even just irritated, which will be the first sign of an infection, but if you can catch it fast enough, it won't get to an infection, which is ideal. But as soon as you see it start getting irritated, what you're going to do is you're going to do a hot or warm compress. If you don't know what that is, just real quick, you just get a rag, turn your faucet on, make your water as hot as possible, maybe even boil some water, put that in a bowl and dip it in there. And you're gonna, don't make it too hot though, you don't want to burn yourself, but you're gonna hold that on the dermal, whether that's your face, your chest, whatever. And you're gonna hold it on until it's not hot anymore. So usually for me that's maybe 2-3 minutes at a time, and take it off, warm it up again. While I'm warming it up again, my face is drying and breathing. I just kind of do on off. You can do on off, 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, but they don't really stay warm that long. Just do it on and off for 20 to 30 minutes the first time, and once you're when you take it off and you're warming the rag up again, what you're gonna do is look in the mirror and try and get any gunk out, I guess. So you can use the spray stuff and try and spray it out. I've seen people use the microfiber like lash brushes. I can put a link to some if I can find some. I don't have those personally, but that would be a good thing to use. It's important to not use like anything like cotton swabs or things like that, because basically those will just, the cotton swabs just have little tiny cotton fibers that are just gonna get stuck and wrap around your dermal bar, which is gonna cause even more infection. You're gonna have to go to the piercer, have them take the ball off and clean it all up and take all of the fibers off of the bar. Avoid it at all costs. I was using like the tip of my rag that I was using as a warm compress to kind of like move stuff out. I don't recommend doing that, but I didn't have anything else at the time, so that's what I used. It did work for me, but you know. So after that, I not only did I like spray it with the saline spray, I started putting antibiotic ointment on it. You could just use like Neosporin if you're in the US, or really just look up any antibiotic ointment. There will be links down in the description to anything that you need, all in one Amazon list. The next thing is covering it with a little circular band-aid, like when you got the dermal, or at least when I got my dermal, I had the little circular band-aids on it. You're gonna cover that when you're doing dirty things, like if you're gonna sweat a lot, or if you're like me and you're gonna go get a whole bunch of dirt in your face, you're gonna cover it with a band-aid. Now, I kept forgetting to put a band-aid on before work, so what I would do is I would get to work and I would get that antibiotic ointment and just like put a thick layer around the dermal. And what that does is not only is it holding the antibiotic there, but it's also just kind of creating like a film so nothing else can get in it. Like I could see it, it looked kind of gross, but I didn't really care. So yeah, I really just followed this pattern for 2 to 3 days. I would come home from work, put the hot compress on it, on and off for like 20-30 minutes, and then also wash my face. I would exfoliate, which I just always exfoliate, but wash my face with the exfoliator, and once I was done washing my face, I would then spray it with the saline solution. If you are at the point where like you're seeing pus or like a whitehead, or if anything's coming out of it, really do the hot compress like a lot, like probably more than 20-30 minutes, but don't do it all at once. Like don't have it sit on your face for an hour. So if you follow this every day for 2 to 3 days, you should go down to pretty much normal. I noticed after 2 days of doing all of these things that I wasn't 100% better, but I was much better. Like there was no more pus. It was a little red and puffy, but it was hardly painful at all. And yeah, it's been about a week and a half since the infection started, and there's still like a little white head next to it, but there's nothing else coming out. It's not painful anymore, and I have been keeping up with cleaning it. I really hope that was helpful, and if you do have an infection right now, good luck with everything. If things don't clear up after 3 days of doing all of these things combined, definitely go see a healthcare specialist. Again, this is not medical advice. If you do leave an infection long enough and it's not getting better, it could lead to further problems, and you do not want that. I hope you enjoyed. I would say subscribe for more content like this, but this isn't really my typical content. Maybe subscribe for more content a little bit like this. I'm sure I'll do some other sort of body modification videos in the future, but I mainly make plant videos and things like that. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely subscribe and check out my other videos as well. Also, make sure you check out the description. All of my links are down there. It would mean so much to me if you could support me on really any of the links down there. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week. Bye.